you have really pulled this group through the mud and through the everything. So whatever you need, you got it.
I don't agree with Chris, Andrew. I concur with him.
No, I'm gonna be there those 2 days for sure. I called out of work, which is kind of strange because it's like given 2 weeks. It's like, oh, by the way, I can't be here these 2 days. But I gave them 2 days the following week. That way they have their full 10 business days.
Yeah.
But right now this doesn't look like anything. But I'm still figuring out how to query the database, and I've got a pretty good idea. I've changed a couple things to where this will probably be easier.
We're recording, by the way, now, so just an FYI.
Okay.
I just started it.
I added some fields, so I have the MAC address, and then I have the timestamp in case that's ever a thing that we want to do, like filtering on that. And then like all of the wireless networks are going to be in like a nested array. So basically, what I'm attempting to do right now, since I've added this MAC address field, is, and I'm not sure if it's showing me the most recent or just the first one, but I've screwed up the window somehow. I don't know how do I? Oh, okay, I like that. Hold on. I like did something and now the window's all different.
Go to view. You can go to view and probably fix it. I guess you don't have a view.
I messed this up. But anyway, I'm kind of working on a query that way. So I want to create a database view where one of the views is basically the most recent insert based on the MAC address. So I want the unique record to a particular MAC address, and I just want it to be the last insert in the database. That way, every time the view changes, it can send an update to like React, which I have not messed with at all. I've just kind of been poking around here and there, attempting to like read different stuff on how to make this work and see if I can.
Can you type up something or tell me how that you're getting that data to the database, or how you got the database set up, or was it just what you'd already told me on setting up, and then I just copy that?
Most of what you've already seen is what I've got. Like I don't think I've really changed anything. It was my hope that basically, like, I still have the same table. It's only ID and SSID are the two columns.
Mm-hmm.
And like ID is just the primary key that auto generates when you insert. The only thing that I change ever really at this point is the data that's coming across the line. So so that Python script that's pulling from the Raspberry Pi, that's the only thing I ever really edit. And I really, because it's JSON, typically JSON is something you can practically use JSON like a database. So I haven't really felt like it's necessary to get really into databases and stuff. I'm just trying to figure out how to manipulate the data once it's there. And so, for example, right here, I probably got 100 records or something in this database, but you only see 2. But the reason why you see this null one is I accidentally ran the other Pi that I have, but I forgot to change the Python. So it's not able to filter on this MAC address field. So it's coming back as null. But the fact that it's giving me 2 different records is a good sign.
Let me ask you this, and something that I hope you've thought about. I know you're using one Raspberry Pi. How are we going to distinguish from 10 Raspberry Pis coming in at once.
That's exactly what the MAC address is for.
Okay.
So this MAC right here, the let's see if I can open it. Might be just easier to show you. Blah blah. What is this? So I've got this import for one of the functions within Python, but it's like named to get Mac, and then let's see where I call it. So I call that get Mac function right here.
Mm-hmm.
Put it in this variable, and then I basically this is all stuff that I just found floating around. This is it's calling that function and then converting it into a readable format, and then appending that string that contains the MAC address into our JSON. So you see, I've got the MAC key. So like if I were to search for this particular key in JSON, it's going to give me whatever's contained here.
Okay, so the information it's pulling
and so, like,
from that particular Mac, I got you.
Right. So I have a query here where it is. I don't need to go through the entire thing. Okay. So this will be the most important part. Select distinct on Mac. And that's how it's filtering out all of these other entries. Like I've got a boatload of different entries in here, but it's only pulling this one line, and it's doing that based off of the MAC address. And so potentially I could add another table somewhere in here where it's just the Raspberry Pi devices with their MAC address and maybe other fields like where they're located type stuff. So like building floor, maybe latitude, longitude, if you want to include like maps at some point in the project. But yeah, so right now, what I'm working on is, and I'm going to test it once I update this other, if I can remember that, the IP. I got this other Pi, but I haven't updated the Python yet in here. So what I'm going to do, like, duplicate. So I think that should do it. And then, oh, that's too big. See if it did it. Okay, so now both of my Pis are adding that MAC address field in there.
Mm-hmm.
And they also got the timestamp. Right now, I'm not doing anything with the timestamp. That's just something potentially if we ever want to filter on that.
Okay.
So let's see if it's actually I gotta actually insert something here. So I'm gonna run my server. That's running. I think I don't need that one. I need. I'm gonna give this a second to start. Oh, actually, I want to go back. I'm not running the right thing.
Hey guys, sorry about that.
No problem.
Wait. I'm gonna give that a second to insert some data in there. Maybe. Okay. And that's close enough. So let's see if this works. Hey! So there you go. You just get the single record back. Now I just got to figure out if this is the first entry or the latest entry.
Let's see what it looks like in the dashboard. Don't tell me you don't have
Right
it.
now it's not going to the dashboard. But if I can remember where I hid that link, because I created this folder strictly for this project, and it's kind of getting out of hand. So give me a moment. It's like one of them was
Stop.
Let's see. Socket.io.
Come on.
One of these. Ah, here we go. So in Postgres, I can do the what do you call it? The procedure where okay, so here we go. Create a database table and a stored procedure to issue a notify event. Then add a trigger so that the stored procedure is called after every insert on the table. So the procedure will be the event emitted via socket.io to the browser. And that is triggered on every new, that'll be triggered on every new update to the view is the idea. I still have yet to figure out how that's going to work because I don't know how procedures and triggers and stuff like that work that well. So I'm just spitballing here. But the idea is every new insert or whatever triggers that procedure, at which point the browser, the same way it did before, is listening for a particular event. So like in this dude's example, he's got ready for data is the event. And every time he sees ready for data event, it's gonna basically it's gonna update the content on the page. So where is it? Oh, actually, no. That's actually the this is server side. Never mind. It's update. It's update is what he's doing. So every time update comes across the socket, it's sending all that data, and then he's just printing it out. And that's kind of what I'm getting at. Where but before my problem was every time, say like I've got two competing devices, it's only going to show data from the latest packets, basically. You remember that in the browser?
Yeah.
But basically the idea is rather than sending all that data via socket.io and doing the manipulation there, I manipulate the data in the database. That way I'm not pulling everything, and I can just pull the latest insert, and then basically send these lines to the browser. At which point, it's just like basically it's just a string. I can send this to the browser, and then the browser can pull out these values and display it in a table. So you got this, and you got this, and you can kind of work on the formatting and stuff from that point.
Okay.
So
cool.
like I'm a small step further than I was last week.
Well, I haven't done any more documentation because I kind of didn't really know where to start. Where I was at, I got to pick back up where I was at. So I think I was waiting on you to complete that part of it so I can start trying to put that information in the database.
I found some stuff too. Assuming I install it properly, it's kind of my file structure is all over the place. But if I install it properly where it's all in the same root folder, and I have that package.json. If you go into the root folder where there's a package.json with all the dependencies listed in it the way it's supposed to be, if you do the npm install, it will install all dependencies listed in package.json, so you don't have to do the individual ones.
Gotcha. Well, then I may need to rewrite that documentation on that. Can you get me something up real quick so like when I go back through the documentation, then I'll know what to do?
I kind of just have the best thing for me is to reinstall like the entire thing and get you like the package.json.
Okay.
So you can document that, but I don't have that right now. That's kind of something I just found recently.
All right. So I guess a couple things. So you just went over that, kind of where you were at, and I'm kind of glad you recapped this. So this is, all right, so for tonight's agenda for this meeting, Greg, I kind of need to know where you're at on the poster. We need to take a look at that. We need to look at the due dates on everything and when everything needs to be turned in for the actual final project. Need to make sure we're ready on that. Andrew, I know you're still working on completing the dashboard stuff and the database, which you just kind of figured out some stuff just now. And then Pawan and I need to complete the documentation. So Andrew, I'll work with you on getting the rest of the documentation going from our part.
Fortunately, documentation we've got a little bit more time on.
Okay.
It's like I think it's all due. When was the last thing? Let's go to assignments. There's like a final submission.
Yeah, he just sent something out of the deliverables.
Yeah. Go up, Andrew. Go up to the top and click on the little bell. He just sent something out to everybody. Click on the bell. That's not about
Capstone.
Okay.
You're talking about this?
Yeah, so here we go. All right, good. I'm glad you pulled this up. All right. So this is kind of our timeline that we need to kind of make sure we get everything done. All right, so April the 22nd, the poster needs to be done. I really don't care what it looks like. I mean, you use your best judgment. I'd like to look at it before you submit it. What do you think, Andrew and Pawan?
When's the 22nd?
That's next week. Next Monday.
That's such a weird day. I'd say like we can glance over it like this weekend.
Yeah. Sunday, it may be later Sunday afternoon because of the Easter stuff. So probably be after I do all the family stuff. It'll probably be that afternoon around probably about 5 or 6 that I may have some time.
I mean, even the posters I saw were not that impressive. They had just a lot of verbiage and then maybe the occasional picture.
I like pictures. I'm a picture graphics person, so
yeah, I like, I believe in the verbiage, but I think the pictures are what's going to bring people in.
Yeah,
I'll attempt to get a picture, but yeah, I'm working on it.
Okay, if I need to take some
pictures of data, everybody loves data.
I'll take a picture of the Raspberry Pi, maybe put like a little background behind it with some lights on it.
I actually found one. I found a picture online that it is it for the most part. I mean,
hey, what was that last wireless picture that I took? That one was pretty cool. We could use that one. The one that I put in the presentation for this last presentation.
Right.
That
Hold
one
on.
would be cool to put in there. So
Let me put this one part in real quick, and then I'll upload what I have so far.
We can certainly put in like graphics and stuff.
yeah, you know we love graphics because we always drop those in there.
Mm-hmm.
The thing, what's the difference between, is C-Day the thing where we just stand around at our table and if people have questions, we talk to them?
Heck if I know.
I'm not even.
So. I think so.
Yeah, I wasn't 100% clear. And then the department presentations, I assume, I think we had, 30 minutes? We get up, everybody's supposed to talk briefly. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it will be like last time, Andrew, where we presented the project to the IT department.
Right. That kind of gave us some practice already.
Yeah.
Too bad we can't use that as a final.
I mean, we could probably use a significant chunk.
Yeah.
Realistically.
Oh, you're talking about the same? Yeah, I mean, yeah, we could add on to it.
Department presentation slides.
Yep.
I feel like a lot of our milestones we could probably hatch it and then like cobble them together.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not that concerned about the poster.
Greg, just put my picture on it, and that should do it. You don't have to put any graphics or any writing.
We win $150.
Is it going to be a like Pawan in a cap and gown?
Yes, 2 more weeks.
2 more. Done.
He'll be holding a Raspberry Pi.
Too bad we can't keep these up.
You know what we can do? What we could do on that day is go to the store and buy a pie. And just like shove the Raspberry Pi into the pie.
Oh, jeez.
That might
we have to give these back.
We do have to give them back?
Yeah.
I'm keeping mine. I don't know about you
that's
guys.
yours. You bought that one.
You bought it.
Let's see.
But we do have to submit. When do we have to submit the actual project?
That is final package due May 3rd.
But we have to submit the project for the C-Day, though, right?
We have a, I think what it is, the 24th is what we actually have to show up at the C-Day. That's on at 4 o'clock.
He actually corrected
that. Our presentation. I thought that was it.
It's the 25th. 25th is like you have a poster. Maybe if you want to do a demonstration, you can. But generally, it seems like you have a poster, you hover around, you answer questions if they have any.
Right.
But see, look, it says the 22nd. It says poster sent to Demetrius Wells at blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, that's to be printed.
But all projects are required to do so. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought there was a submission for the project as well for them.
No. Yeah, the final everything that's due is the 3rd.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, is the C-Day will be at the main campus or Marietta?
That's a good question.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
I thought what's his name said it was at Marietta campus.
Chris, you got that email, right?
GJ said it was at the Marietta campus.
Hold on, I'm looking at the email again. No, you got the rest of the email, Chris.
Yeah. She went and got in her bed and went to bed.
Tell your team to bring resumes.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on that one.
I'll bring mine.
Yeah, well. Where's it at? Your bag's not over here. Huh?
Sorry. clicked off or somehow.
All right, I turned the camera off. You can walk through.
Haha. No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
On the bright side, we get 2 extra points for our project.
Yeah.
Yay.
All right, where did it say? Did we find out where it said?
No, but I mean, I think it's below what the picture you sent.
I think it was the Marietta campus because I remember GJ saying. All right. Dear project leads, you probably are working hard to wrap up your projects. As you know, each team is required to present your project industry advisory board meeting April the 26th. Alternatively, you could present your project at the project sponsor site, which needs to be approved by the project sponsor and me. I'd like to gather some information on every team member's preferred presentation method and ability of each team member for the presentation. Everyone is required to present either in person or remotely. Please check in with your team and complete following survey by Tuesday the 16th. Uh-oh. Was that today?
Yeah.
Then I can figure out the presentation day schedule. I'm glad I looked at this. Here, let me send this to y'all. So here's the.
Who did he send that to?
He sent it to me, and I dropped the ball. I didn't send it to y'all. How well does it say everybody's team member? Then I can figure out out the presentation day schedule. So all right, so I'm going to take over for a second. Hold on, I'm going to share my screen. All right, let me pull up my email.
No pressure, Chris. No pressure.
I'm sorry, y'all. I guess I just got stuff going on, and I just didn't think about looking at it. Come in, and our teacher finally started grading stuff in our other class, and
Yeah, finally. How you doing in that class?
hundreds. Has anybody else made less than 100? I mean,
I had one that had an 80 because it was missing something. I don't remember what it was. I think I couldn't get something to work, and it didn't post it.
Okay, here we go, y'all. All right, so I can do this form real quick. All right, so it's project 12, which is distribution. Let's all step through this. Please choose your preferred presentation location. Should we do the IT department industrial board advisory board meeting, or should we do the project sponsor location? You may choose this option if you like, but final approval from project sponsors and industrial. Should we do the industrial board meeting? This is the present when we're going to present.
IT department industrial advisory board meeting. Is that
That's basically the same thing we did already, right?
Yeah, it sounds like it.
But
the sponsor location would be the same place.
yeah.
Yeah. So probably IT department.
Yeah.
That one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so please indicate the availability of your team members for presentation. All members can attend. Is that the case?
I'm gonna be there.
I'll be there.
Okay.
I'll be there.
I might be there.
Chris, I'll come pick you up.
That's it's done. So
that's it.
That's it.
Okay.
Well, that was cool and easy.
If it's anything like last time, I'll just get diarrhea of the mouth and we'll be good.
Hey, that's fine with me. I kind of felt bad because I was like, I really want to talk, but I really don't know enough about it to really say anything. But now I do. I mean, it's like I know more about it now. Mm-hmm. Now can I get diarrhea?
That was very much in the development stage of the idea.
See, here's the email for the C Day. Okay, so listen. This is the email from the C Day. All right, so I'm pleased to inform you. Project title KSU Monitoring was selected for Spring Day. C-Day, now you have a chance to win $150. This was extremely competitive project pool. The project will include in the showcase by 10 a.m. on Wednesday, April 17th. You will update your submission, including the assigned project number. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
All right, so where do we do this at? We need to go ahead and do this, don't we? All right, so stream competitive project pool. Your project will be included in the showcase if by Wednesday, 10 a.m. on Wednesday, or 10 a.m. on Wednesday, April 7th, you update your submission to include. I think I did everybody's email address for each team member. Where do I go back and get and edit this? Oh, let's see. Is this it right here? Yeah, this is it, I think. Where are we supposed to put? Really?
It was in the email. Or other email.
Right here?
Yep. Update 19.
I'm not seeing. Oh, the password. Okay. That was a survey, though. That's not the.
It says the survey now requires a password.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, this is our project, right? All right.
Wait,
so
scroll back up. Submission deadline is noon, April 8th. What?
we've already submitted
We're
it.
submitted.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
submitted. But I have to add that. It said to add this.
Email addresses?
No, it said to add this. Assign the project number. Okay. The project number is that.
Is that our project number?
Yeah.
Well, that was in the email.
That's what they assigned us.
And I'd already put everybody's email address in here, I thought.
I thought you did too.
Yep, there's our email addresses.
And our LinkedIn.
Yep. Are we good?
Seems like
Yeah, I
it.
think so.
I think I just clicked back.
All right, I've uploaded the poster already. I mean, as far as much as I've done so far, if y'all want to take a peek at it, I still got the middle section to finish up on. But
Do I click anywhere else? Do y'all see anything? Am I missing
It
something?
looks like it's done. And this is just a summary. Oh, yeah, it says below is a summary of your responses.
Okay, cool. I'll put this in there. Showing folder. All right, I'll upload this into our folder. Oh crap! No, I just got an email of it, so that's cool.
Let's see.
This is why we have these meetings. So your absent-minded leader, as I am,
this is
can
something to laugh at.
absolutely.
I mean, just at first glance, I already like the poster. Just the general formatting.
Yeah, I didn't really.
I haven't read it, but I like the way it looks.
Maybe we might. Does everybody win $150, or is it
There's
split?
a chance to
I think it's split.
split.
Well, that's cheap.
No kidding.
That's not even gas money to drive up there.
I'm staying overnight at a friend's because it's like I cannot drive back and forth the 25th and the 26th. Too much.
It's $37.50 a piece.
Way to do that math and get my hopes crashed and burned.
Well, you said it was already crashed. I'm just helping out.
Andrew, you can get my piece.
Yeah,
you have worked a lot on this project. You got my piece
too. Well, actually, I think I may use my piece to pay for gas. So.
Yeah.
Andrew, you got my piece. You can buy some beer when you stay over with your friends.
Well, I appreciate the sentiment.
Either that or you just buy us pizza.
No, I really mean it. It's a promise, not a sentiment.
Well, I don't drink beer, but I'll eat a pizza or something.
Buy a steak.
I like that. So is that our poster that you created?
Well, I just took one of the templates off, and I do have to make some adjustments on it, of course. But
that looks good. I'm happy with it. You need a big picture right here, though. You need a picture of Pullman's head right there. You could put our pic. No lie, you could put our pictures like right at the bottom, like I did on the website.
Oh yeah, good.
Greg, take a picture of mine.
Got it
right now. Thanks.
The big head. Just put him all the way across.
He's gonna crop out your eyes and just put your forehead.
No, I was thinking about putting Hootie's eyes on her owl eyes.
That's fine.
Okay. All right. So now that's done. Project's done. Any other agendas tonight? Well, I just know we got to get going. We got to get this stuff done.
Right.
I have made it all for myself already for 26, and I'll leave my work early on 25th. So hopefully those 2 days will cover our project and C day.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to leave early on Thursday, and then I'll go up, and then I'll try to come back up on Friday.
I'm ready for this class to be over.
I'm ready for it to be over too. I'm kind of not as aggressive as I was when we first started. Now I'm just like,
I'm right there with you. It's been a struggle to just like sit down and attempt to look at this anymore. So
I hear you. It's sitting on my thing at work. Every time I look at that Pi device, I'm like, I got to jump back on it and finish doing the documentation on it.
Normally, I'd like get home from work and I'd spend like 6 till 10, maybe 11. Now I'm like lucky if I spend an hour. And then even on the weekend, it's like maybe a couple hours here and there.
Yeah.
So did we get a dashboard up and running, or is it still?
Oh no.
I was fixing to say, what dashboard?
I'm just groaning over here.
No, I was just thinking, some kind of data to put on this as the conclusion part of it.
Yeah, I'm still working on the database portion. I think I'm not sure if you missed that part. Hold on.
I think I came in right as I was.
But I'll give you like the overview.
Okay.
Really quick.
When you do the overview, after you do the overview, I'm jumping off.
So basically, this is just a query, which actually I'm gonna make sure save this just to make sure I don't lose it. I've got a bunch of different records in here.
Mm-hmm.
And what I did was, do I still have this? I edited the Python that gets all the SSID information, all this crap, and I added a MAC address field, as well as a timestamp, which currently I'm not using the timestamp. But the MAC address is intended to give me unique devices.
Right.
And what I did with the query that I'm kind of continuing to work on is, technically, these are all in the same record, but I basically queried it out to where they're in different rows.
Gotcha.
But this is all the SSID information, and then over here is the device itself. And what I'm doing is, let's scroll the other way. Whatever, I'll just drag it.
Mm-hmm.
Select distinct on the MAC address.
Gotcha.
So while I've got several hundred records in here from 2 different devices, it's just giving me, I'm still not sure if it's giving me the most recent insert or the first one. I got to figure that out. and then depending on how that goes, I'll tweak it. But basically, the idea, what I'm doing now, is I'll filter it on the MAC address, where I just get a single record that is the most recent insert. I make a database view where it's all the unique device records, the most recent record for that device. And then every time the view updates, it updates the browser. So we're using Socket.io, which, and this is like an example that I found where Postgres supports procedures.
Mm-hmm.
So the procedure would be to emit an event to the browser, and the trigger is an update on the view. So an update on the view triggers the procedure, which emits an event to the browser. At which point, in the browser side, when I hear this event update,
Right.
I can like print it to the screen. That's the idea right now that I'm working on.
Very cool.
All right.
All right.
Everybody good? Everybody clear? Everybody ready to go to bed?
Yep. I guess so. So as soon as you give me
yes, no.
as soon as you give me something, I'll post it
So
on
you're not ready to go to
the
bed?
poster and have it ready.
For sure. Hopefully, I mean, I would like this to be straightforward, but I'm not going to hold my breath.
It never is.
I do kind of see the end. I feel like it's somewhat in sight. Because this right here, I mean, this doesn't look like much, but I'm kind of excited about this. The fact that it's giving me
The little things.
Right.
Unique records here. Oh man, it took me forever because like this, I need to actually like do something like this and make it a little bit easier to read. This query is huge. It's getting kind of bulky.
Right.
That's okay.
So yeah, it took me a while to figure out what all this stuff does, and then like queries, just like regular queries from the database, are different because, like, than say like MySQL, because you have to include the schema, and then the table, and your and then of course, once you figure out all those unique things for Postgres, you've also got to figure out, okay, how exactly do I query the JSON?
Right.
Which is kind of confusing. And then, like, these things, these operators are, like, specific to a JSON object, and this would change if it was a JSON array, which, like, there's a very slim difference, like, in some of the notation here, and it confuses the heck out of me. And then I'm not even 100% sure what's going on here, other than I'm filtering on the Mac. I just found another example.
All right. Well, then, thank you very much, and I'll see you tomorrow.